Um, yeah, I'd say this week it wasn't like a super long week, right? Because Thursday was Thanksgiving, Friday was no news. So Thursday was a bank holiday, Friday was no news. Thursday and Friday, the market closed early, like for NQ and stuff, for indices. So like it was a pretty like low, I don't know, not low maintenance, but like insignificant week, maybe, I guess is the right term. Um, Price action, I'd say slightly different than what I anticipated on dollar, right? I'm pretty sure in the outlook I was mentioning I'd want to see bullishness and see us maybe take out this buy side up here. Um, but I'd hope, at least, I did not watch the outlook back, that I was kind of saying that it's like not the most obvious thing. Like it's not like 100%, because I mean we did have SMT at that high with euro and pound. Anyway, so what happened last week? Let's go over it. Monday, no, Monday consolidation. Tuesday we get a bearish drop. At this point, I'm already thinking, all right, I was wrong. We're looking for lower prices, right? Wednesday we get a continuation. Then Thursday bank holiday, so not much happens. Friday we kind of just double purge what the bank holiday did, right? So I mean, yeah, not much going on this week, I guess. Like not a crazy move or anything. On euro, it was pretty clean though, right? Monday, Tuesday. At this point, Tuesday, I gave up on my bearish bias for for majors, especially because on Tuesday we had this aggressive close above the bearish gap on pound. That was like what I was really looking to engage with for potential shorts. Like that was essentially the reason I was leaning bearish going into the week, is because I wanted to see if we could get shorts from this daily gap. Once we closed above it, I was like, I was like, nah, all right. And then next day with that retrace and then continuation, right, we tap right into that inversion. And then on EU, we do end up getting that close above the daily gap here. And then, yeah, Friday we had a pretty big retrace back into the range on both, but kind of pulled back up to end the week. Again, like nothing crazy, right? SMT at the lows and stuff with dollar, like I mentioned. Moving on to the hot streak of being wrong, but this time I'm 99% sure I mentioned this in the outlook. Essentially, like the fact that I could see us reaching down into these equal lows, or I did see us potentially. Okay, I have to stop trying to fucking like unframe it. I wanted to see. No, I didn't want to see. I expected to see a potential run, not a potential run. I expected to see a run, but I really got to double down here and not use this vague ass language. I expected to see a run down into the sell side, right? Wrong about that. Now I did, however, mention going into the session, into the week, that I was watching this up close candle here as a bearish order block, and the moment we would get a close above mean threshold, I would abandon the idea of shorts, just because we took some, high time frame sell side on both NQ and ES, SMT with YM, and as we all know, indices love some higher prices, right? In a macro perspective, like high time frame, obviously most of the time we're bullish, and that's no different right now. And yeah, anyway, so we got that displacement on Monday. I shifted bias, and then Tuesday and Wednesday played out, and then this is only a 4 daily candle week because the bank holiday melts into Friday on the daily chart. So once we got that displacement higher, we didn't really have the time in the week to do anything with it, especially since Thursday was a bank holiday, and then overnight from Thursday into Friday, the CME data, like they stopped basically pricing the markets because they had like some issue. So the markets weren't even moving. Like everything was frozen from like 9 p.m. New York to like 8 a.m. So like essentially, almost 12 hours of potential moves were just, not happening. So that was interesting. But overall, really just pure bullishness, and I think this kind of seals the notion of the fact that all we wanted to do was take out anyone who, longed off this big drop here, and now we're gonna probably recycle back up into all-time highs and see maybe even an expansion beyond that, right? December coming up, so we got that seasonality for a major move, so to speak. Let's move on to gold and silver. Going into the week, what was I saying? I assume I'm leaning bullish. I think I said I'm indifferent actually, and I wanted to see where we go. And Monday we ran higher on gold and on silver, more so on gold. We got a daily gap, and I was watching that daily gap the rest of the week. We never retraced to it, and then silver started off a little more weak than gold, but eventually, right, in Thursday, Friday, or Wednesday and Friday, right, because Thursday, once again, since this is a futures data feed, melts into one daily candle because of the bank holiday. Anyway, huge run. So I'm actually pretty sure we might have taken all-time highs. No, not quite. Okay, but we're well on our way there. So yeah, I guess that's something potentially for next week on silver. Anyway, yeah, that was gold, silver. Like overall, this week was like not anything actionable at all. Which, fourth week of a month, short week. Then we had the technical issues; those were on gold and silver as well. So, not much crazy stuff going on trade wise. Nothing to be exact, but yeah. Anyway, that's that.